Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is February 6th, and if you're watching us in the morning, despite the fog layer out there, it is going to be a nice day in, well, just a few hours. But tiny bit of chance of rain on the horizon. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. Lori Reynolds will be here today, Lori Reynolds, I should say, from ActiCare. She's going to sit down with Lisa and talk about what they have to offer. She's been on a few times before, real nice person. Then Tony Barrett will be here with the Hearing Well Club. They have a meeting coming up in, I think it's next week. And also we have a couple guests from the African American Heritage Club, Fran Williams and Rose Williams. And this is Black History Month, of course. They're going to talk about an event that's coming up, a gospel event, which should be a lot of fun. Now, as far as meetings go today, GRF, of course, has their regular monthly board meeting, and that's at 9:30 in the boardroom. If you're watching us in the morning, you can stay tuned and watch that live. If you're watching us in the evening, you can stay tuned and watch the replay. Then at 1:30, Third has their Finance Committee meeting also in the boardroom. Now, the weather, and I told you yesterday that we're probably going to get a marine layer in for a few days this week. Looks like today, tomorrow, and the next day, not so much, but a thick marine layer is upon us if you're watching us in the morning. As you can see, it is really strong out there, and thick marine layer. Now, about 72, I'm going to say if the marine layer kind of goes away a little bit quicker, that temperature will be a little bit warmer today, anywhere from 72 to about 75. Then we go up a bit, as you can see, Wednesday and Thursday. Friday back down to 76, but then look at Saturday. We are now approaching normal temperatures for this time of the year, and we're going to be partly cloudy that day. And then as we move into Sunday and Monday, there is a tiny bit of a chance of a little bit of rain coming in Sunday into Monday. When I say tiny, I mean right now it's like, well, that forecast could change pretty easily. There is a low pressure system that's coming down, but if this high begins to re-expand, it'll push that right out very quickly, and we'll have lower temperatures, but not a chance for rain. So we'll see about that. However, as we get into Sunday and Monday, we're going to be right around that 67, 66 degree mark, which is pretty normal for this time of the year. Little bit cooler than that would be normal, but at least we're approaching normal. We'll see about the rain. Let's look around the county and beyond today and take a look at the temperatures there. And you know, it just depends where you go, where the temperatures are going to be. And as I said, it really depends on this fog layer. If this fog layer ebbs a little bit further and really goes out a little bit more, we're going to warm up much quicker. So I've seen temperatures anywhere around Orange County today from, just depending from the same areas, anywhere from about 78 to about 85. And it just depends on the fog layer. I've looked at 3 or 4 different sources, and they really vary that much. So kind of pick your temperature. Tomorrow and Thursday should be a bit warmer. But overall, this is kind of nice. The fog, maybe we'll get a tiny bit of a little bit of moisture coming in on Sunday. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
My gynecologist called me and said, I think you have breast cancer and I'm going to send you to a physician locally. And I went, and after meeting her, and it was a woman, I walked out and said, I won't be back to this place. And so that evening, my friend and doctor called. He said, let me make a phone call in the morning and I will call you and I'm going to send you where I would send my wife. So at 9 o'clock the next morning, the phone rings, and I hear this voice, good morning, this is Dr. West. What a difference. We walk in the room, he gives me a hug, and he smiles, and he said, we're going to get through this. And from that moment, I knew I was in the right place. So I came to Breastlink, and I still get emotional, even though it's been 11 years. And so he said, we're gonna get through this. And from the minute you walk in the door, the gals at the desk, they meet you with a smile and they're laughing and it's just, it gives you a place of peace. Besides, we have the best doctors in the world here. They truly care. They deal with breast cancer on a daily basis, and that's what we're about. You have to go where they know what they're doing, and I have to tell you, from the time I walked through those doors, it just was amazing. If I hadn't come to BreastLink, I don't think I would have had the same outcome. Now I can cry with tears of joy because I made it, I'm here, and I get to enjoy this precious life and family, and that's what it's all about. I believe with all my heart I am here today because of BreastLink.
If you truly want to make a difference, there's no better way than a career in California water, a dynamic, essential industry at a critical turning point.
Water is absolutely the most crucial thing hitting our Central Valley and our state.
It's work that's so essential that people want to stick with it if they're in it.
It will be life-changing, not only for yourself, but for generations to come.
Through times of drought, aging infrastructure, and a growing population, the water leaders of tomorrow will seek innovative solutions to unprecedented challenges, helping protect California's most vital resource.
We have to broaden our network so that we can bring all the bright minds together to solve a problem that has to be solved.
It's a valuable resource. We need to protect it, and we always need people to do that.
The water business isn't just about delivering water, moving it from point A to point B. A new wave of opportunities are emerging, from working in the field to a water quality lab, shaping policy in a boardroom to customer service and human resources, tackling complex regulations, or leveraging technology for critical improvements in water efficiency and sustainability.
It's not just building pipes and pump stations anymore.
We need engineers, we need those in the hard sciences, we need those in the soft sciences, people that understand law, understand public policy.
You need the accountants, you need the rate setters.
We need all types and all hands on deck.
There's nothing more central to California's future than carrying on the water industry's mission.
It's a tremendous responsibility we have in delivering that water resource that you can't live without.
If you really want to make an impact, then this is where you're going to have the most impact.
In California water, you'll find a vast array of long-term, well-paying careers with numerous opportunities to grow and make your mark, and new initiatives welcoming the next generation.
It makes me feel like I can make a real big difference.
If you think that this industry is a non-changing industry, that's exactly the reason why you have to get involved. That's why you have to come in to affect that change.
It's only going to become more important as years go on, too.
Why not be that person to take the water industry to the next level?
We're going to have to be more innovative, we're going to have to collaborate more, and we'll need a new generation to help us do that.
The impact that your service will bring to public service and to water in general will last for generations to come.
Are you or someone you know having difficulty with day-to-day activities? I'm Lori with ActiCare. You want to stay in your home but worry about falling or losing your independence. We at ActiCare can help. A personalized plan is designed with as much or as little care as you need. Please call for a free care consultation to make your life easier and more enjoyable.
ActiCare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free. Please call us for details.
Hi, welcome back. The need for home health care is on the rise, and so we have Lori Renown of South Orange County ActiCare with us. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell me a little bit about the company in general. It says responsive in-home care. What does that mean?
So to me, what that means is that you have an owner that's always accessible
I have my phone on 24/7. You can call me at any time. I can help over the phone or go to the home if that's necessary. And then we have caregivers available that can start anytime. So we can act very rapidly because you just never know when the need arises, and we want to be prepared.
Right. Well, that's very tough to be on call 24/7. So how do you deal with that?
That's a whole other show. I'm working on it. No, as we grow, as the business continues to grow, and thanks to the residents of Laguna Woods Village, we are growing. I have a couple commercials running, and I wanted to come and let you know, yes, I am local. I am the owner of the company. It's mine. And I will probably, hire people to help me as we do grow more. But for right now, we're managing it. I have a wonderful another full-time staffer, and as you've seen her on the commercials, and she helps me as well.
Very good. Now, you're a nurse.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about why this came about.
Okay. So I worked at Mission Hospital for 11 years, wonderful career, but I just noticed that the community needed a little additional support, and patients were being discharged sooner from the hospitals and skilled nursing and rehabs, and I just wanted to be able to provide the quality of care that the community deserves. And then being a nurse, I can do more personal training with the caregivers and put together individualized care plans to really meet the needs, and I can do that more on a medical side with the training I've had. Even though my workers are non-medical, I can do, with the hands-on training, I feel more comfortable with them taking care of, newly people that have had hip surgeries or knee surgeries, back surgeries. That's the recovery care aspect of our business. Right. And that's where we can really put in the plan to get them home sooner.
Well, now, and there's two different aspects to your business. Mm-hmm. There is recovery, and then there's senior care, correct?
So the recovery care is more what I just spoke of, taking care of people after surgery. Even as something as simple as you need a ride home after cataract surgery.
Here's our slide here that we have, so
okay,
perfect.
So some of the services there. So even as simple as just driving someone home from after cataract surgery because they can't drive themselves, and we can get them home, set up, have a fresh meal prepared for them. And then to the more extensive surgeries as well, with the knees and the hips and the backs. So that's the recovery care, usually more short term. Okay. Senior care, anything to make life easier for people. Right. Whether that's making their bed, changing the linens on their, the sheets on their bed, meal preparation, driving, memory care is really important for the seniors. So we're just there to lend a hand. Mm-hmm. We really want to promote independence, but be there for security. The fall risk is high. At least people are scared that they're going to fall, whether it's reality or not. The fear's there. So we're just there by their side, but we can encourage them to be more active. Let's go for a walk, or let's go walk around, the mall. Just get them outside and doing more.
Maybe not being afraid too, because do you find that happens?
Right. It's if we can teach different ways of balancing, using their walkers and canes appropriately, then they'll be safer, or feel safer, and will actually be safer because they'll know the right way to use their equipment, and then they'll be more active.
Let's talk a little bit about the people that you employ to work with you. You had mentioned that some are non-medical. Yes. Are there others that are medical?
So ActiCare itself we're all non-medical. Okay. So even though I have the medical background, the staff is non-medical. But we can bring in, give referrals for additional support if needed, whether that be home health or hospice, things like that. But just in the structure of in-home care, it's non-medical. But the caregivers go through a thorough background check and training. Every course they're bonded and insured, and everybody's an employee of mine. So it's very high quality people.
Very good. Excellent. Why is ActiCare different than some of the others that are out there?
I've alluded to some of it just in our conversation. Having a nurse run the company, I think sets us apart. We're not the only one that has a nurse running the company, but I feel like there's just more of a stronger background with that, with the medical background that we're able to bring into the home, and then train the caregivers to make sure they're doing everything appropriately. Right. And then our focus on active living. We have a program called the Activate program. Okay. And this is where we take a look at the mind, body, and spirit and put a plan together to incorporate or integrate all aspects of the body, become more social, more active, eat better, exercise more, and we really focus on that.
When you're focusing on the mind, what are some of the things that you guys like to point out?
So what we do is brain stimulating games. If we can get, whether that's cards or puzzles, board games. We've tried to find what the clients are interested in and then draw them out. But just an engaging conversation is so important. People love to share their background, their stories, and talking about it, I feel, is very healthy.
Now you have something very fun coming up that I think might be brain, body, all of the above, right?
It is.
Tell us about that.
This is the chair volleyball program that a friend of mine and I are launching. She's actually taught it before. This will be my first time. There is another class added, so February 22nd will be the first class. It's free. Chair volleyball, it's just a fun activity to increase socialization, to be more active, and anybody can do it because you're sitting in a chair.
Right. And how many people can do it at one time? Like, do you have like 10 on one side, 10 on the other?
Ideally, that would be great, 10 or 12, but we can do it with as little as 6 on a side, just to keep the ball going, you know, and it's played with a beach ball.
I was going to say, it's a beach ball, right?
Ball.
Okay,
yes.
very good. You should get like a really big beach ball.
Okay.
That would be hysterical.
That would be fun. But I'll get some video and I'll bring it back and show.
I think that would be super fun.
Okay.
Well, this sounds very good. I'm glad that you were able to share with us all the information. Good stuff. Can't wait to see the video of the chair volleyball. So you guys make sure you watch for that, because that should be quite a bit of fun. Thank you. It was very nice to have you on.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
And coming up next, we have Ken, who's going to be talking to Tony Variant of the Hearing Well Club. Stay with us.
Good morning. Joel Walker, your golf professional here at Laguna Woods Village. Beautiful morning today. It's Free Tip Thursday. So anyway, this morning what I wanted to talk to you about in your golf swing, no matter how long you've been playing, if you're just starting the game, if you've been playing for a few months, a few years, your whole life, right? The best thing you can do and to think about in your golf swing is, you know, how do they work? Well, good golf swings work from the ground up, not necessarily up here. You know, our arms and our hands, the club, the shoulders, right, all needs to work in sync, and we want to hit nice consistent shots. We want to have balance from the ground up. B-A-L-A-N-C-E, that's the word of the day, balance. Right, so as we set up to the ball, we're going to hit our shots. We feel that nice coil in our shoulders, right, we're reaching back, we're engaging our hips a little bit. We want to stay steady and we want to stay balanced, because none of this great stuff up here that you're constantly working on is going to work very well or consistently if we're off balance. If I'm dangling around here, too much on my toes, right, the club gets thrown off and the shots just get inconsistent, right? So as we do take our backswing, right, we're going to turn those shoulders, engage our hips a little bit, and we want to be solid, nice and balanced on our right foot, kind of on the center instep here. You know, a hurricane might blow me over, but a 30-mile-an-hour wind won't. I know that. So I'm right here and solid, steady at the top of our backswing. Now the same thing can be said as we follow through to the finish, right? I want to be balanced over here too. Got a whole foot and a whole nice leg to use to steady myself as I finish the swing. Steady. Balance. What's the word of the day? Balance. That's right. Okay, so as I'm here, right, I'm in the right spot. I'm in the right part of town. Now if I'm training that swing and taking into the action, and now I'm out on my toes, boy, you see a lot of people doing that, right? Falling off balance. As all that energy's generating out here to our toes. Want that. Same thing be said if I'm rolling out here onto my heel. Not good, right? So use your whole leg, use your whole foot, use that center of that foot. It's there, it's like a nice post. Boom, balanced. B-A-L-A-N-C-E, balance, that's the word of the day. Enjoy yourselves, let's keep our golf course in good shape, and hope to see you guys around. Thank you. I wanted to let you in, it's not really a secret, bit of a limited space though, but I've been offering a no-cost boot camp where we do some stretching in the morning, we do some golf fundamentals, some mental stuff of what's going on, you know, in the mind while we're swinging the golf club and playing the golf course. So if you want to join me for that, I'd be glad to have you. I'd be most excited about meeting everyone who haven't met yet. If you want to come out, the sign-ups, you can call me. My direct line is 268-2024 to sign up. They're 3-week periods, and space is limited, but we can get you, in the system and ready to roll on those 3-week boot camps. A lot of stretching, some minor strength training, and just what is important in swinging the club, maybe expanding our range of motion a little bit. Again, working on balance, which is very key in the swing, and most of all, having fun. We can talk world politics too, if you'd like, philosophy. I do have a degree in philosophy. Anyway, please join me. And also, I've got another thing going on that's quite exciting. People have taken great advantage of and improving is a free tip Thursday. Come out in the morning at the driving range in our lower teaching area, and I'm there for about an hour or so. Come up for a few minutes. We'll discuss a couple of things you might have questions about regarding your golf swing. I'll take a look at you, do a swing check. Couple of free tips. Free is good. If it's free, I'll take 3. So anyway, come and see me. And again, if I haven't met you, I'll be really looking forward to meeting you. And greetings and good golfing. Thank you.
It's time to go back to the 50s with the one and only Pat Boone. Join us for a very special evening, Wednesday, February 14th in the Performing Arts Center. Hear your favorite hits like Ain't That a Shame and I Almost Lost My Mind. With 5 decades of recording history in the books, Pat Boone remains one of the top 10 recording artists of all time. Tickets are $18 and $25 at the box office. A very special evening with Pat Boone, Wednesday, February 14th, only in Laguna Woods Village.
Well, with me right now is the president of the Hearing Well Club, Tony Berry. Tony, always good to see you.
Good to see you, Ken, again.
Yeah, and talk about the subject that your meeting is going to be about coming up next week.
Tuesday, yep. We're going to have a panel of cochlear implant recipients. This is people that have made a decision to get a cochlear implant, and people on this panel will be sharing their story, starting with their history of hearing loss, personal story, and why they made the decision to have a cochlear implant.
Okay.
The procedure, and how they're doing now, how long it's been, and because I've had a lot of people inquire about that. And so I can tell my story all day long, and that's not a lot of fun. You just hear my story over and over, because I have a cochlear implant. But I'm going to have, I've invited 6 people to come and share their story. And just hearing the hearing loss part of it, it will be very valuable to somebody who's having a difficult time confronting hearing loss.
Why would somebody have one as opposed to, is it hearing aids, is it a just an aesthetic reason, a medical reason? Why?
Generally speaking, when hearing aids no longer work for you, then the next option is the cochlear implant.
Okay. And you said you wear one.
I have one, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So how much did it change? How much did it improve compared to when you had hearing aids?
Well, I had about 12% word comprehension with this ear.
Okay.
And I now have 90%.
Wow. Now, is it just one ear that you have that
Yes,
in?
I just have. Some people go bilateral, and I have both ears.
Okay.
I have a couple of people that'll be on the panel that have two. They had one, and it was great, but the other ear, no comprehension or very low, and so they decided to have a second one. So they've got two.
Okay. Now, prior to your implant, you had hearing aids, or
Yes.
a hearing aid in that ear.
Yes.
And even with the hearing aid,
Yeah.
it wasn't giving you what you wanted.
Yeah. I was really missing out in meetings, and I was employed then, and it was very, very difficult.
Okay.
Very difficult. So I made the decision I want to hear again. I've got enough life ahead of me.
Yeah.
I want to hear again. Some of the panelists are in their 80s, because the biggest question I have is, well, I'm too old to have a cochlear implant. And that's not necessarily the case. So many things are taken into consideration. If somebody is otherwise healthy and the doctor okays them to have a surgical procedure, then there's no reason in the world why they shouldn't have a cochlear implant.
How long ago did you have it done?
2011, May.
Okay.
I was activated 30 days after the surgery, after everything was healed. Then I got my processor and went through the process of learning to hear again. There's actually a, yeah, you're almost like starting from scratch. People say that the first sounds you hear sound like Darth Vader or Mickey Mouse.
Really?
You don't automatically, you have,
because the brain is perceiving, it's not,
That's correct.
It's, wow, I didn't realize that.
But 3 days after my surgery, I went back to work. I had no processor, so I was only using one ear. But my rehab, when I got my processor, went rather quickly because I'm out in the public. I was working and using it. You know, if you sit home all day and you're not exposed to a lot of sounds and words, your rehab is slower. So there are processes you can take to speed that up. So we'll talk about that on Tuesday as well.
Very good. How many speakers are you going to be having?
Well, I've invited 6 cochlear implant representatives. These are not company representatives. These are people just like me who chose to have one. Some have had it for much longer periods of time. Some people are just recent. So we'll really get to hear the stories of all these people and how they adapted and where they are now, what their reading scores are or what their comprehension scores are.
Has the technology improved a lot?
Oh,
because at one time, they were, you know, the processor was pretty large.
Some of them still are. I chose one that was really, really small. So the company that had a really small one. Yeah, they've improved in regards especially to having an MRI. When you have this thing implanted, you should not have an MRI because there's a magnet that's under my skin.
And that's what holds it in place. That's
so you have to surgically remove the magnet, go in for the surgery, MRI, and then go back into the surgery room and have the magnet implanted. But the real improvement in technology is that the Med-El company in particular has a type of magnet that can go into MRI, and that surgery is not necessary. So there is improved technology in that.
Are there implants that you can use without a magnet? Can you just wear something?
No.
The processor?
No.
I didn't know if there was different types of things, and I wonder if maybe somebody's kind of adverse to that.
Well, the sound is captured by the processor and travels through this little. Take this off.
Oh, oh, you didn't have to take it off.
Travels through this. I know, but I can't hear you now. Travels through this wire, and the sound goes from this magnet to the magnet on the other side of my skin, and it travels down the array that goes into the cochlea. So, and that all happens in a split second. There's no delay.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that is. And this should be a great meeting for people who may be considering one, and to find out more about it.
Yes.
And coming from the people that have gone through it, they can get the different experiences and the success and how they like it, and maybe people have different healing times or
Well, see, that's what I want the recipients to talk about, and they're going to take questions because I'm sure, and I've asked them not to prepare too much. Just think of 2 or 3 topics. When your hearing loss started, and what was troubling for you that made you investigate cochlear implant. How did you find out about cochlear implants?
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting. So even people that are not quite ready for one, that may be something you need in the future. So it'll be a learning process.
All right, very good. And this is going to be next week.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday at the Performing Arts Center. And that is going to be the doors open at 1:45. The meeting starts at 2. And if you want more information, by the way, their website is hearingwellclub.com. So it's very easy to find out about that meeting and upcoming meetings and everything else that's going on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very
Try
good.
to keep that up to date.
Yeah, good to see you.
Okay, thanks
Thank
again.
you very much, and we'll be right back.
At Diane's Hallmark, we're ready for Valentine's Day. Are you? Come in and see our great selection of cards and gifts. We have everything you need to show that special someone how much you care. And don't forget those grandkids either. Diane's Hallmark has many cards and gifts for them as well. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Marketplace Center, right next to Hobby Lobby. We have something for everyone. Come in today and take care of all your Valentine's Day needs.
Life changes, but your routine doesn't have to. With Coastal Medical Alert, you are never alone. With Coastal Medical Alert, there are no hidden fees, setup fees, and your installation and activation of your device are absolutely free.
Coastal Medical Alert is a wonderful thing to have, and I wouldn't be without it.
Coastal Medical Alert, proudly serving the Laguna Woods community. Call today for more information.
Managing your own medication can be stressful. For decades, we have watched you stand in line at your local pharmacy and battle with insurance companies, all to be left with the difficult task of organizing, managing, and remembering to take your medication. AmeriPharma offers a new way of simplifying the lives of you and your loved ones.
In previous years, I didn't require any prescriptions, but now I have to take about 7 or 8 due to various conditions. It's a management problem. My nurse told me about AmeriPharma's MedBox. I switched over. Boy, am I glad I did. It's really easy to use and it's solved all my problems.
Get your medications delivered to your door. You'll receive your pre-sorted MedBox that easily allows you to tear and take the required medication regimen at the plainly printed date and time. AmeriPharma MedBox, the new standard in medication management.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
At El Toro Pharmacy, your health needs and your quality of life is our top priority. We can be trusted with all your prescription needs, delivered free to your doorstep. Call us to have your prescription transferred. We will take care of everything. No hassle to you. We are a full-service pharmacy carrying all your over-the-counter medicines at competitive prices. And we offer complete diabetic care and your immunization requirements too. Under new management, come visit us in Moulton Plaza. El Toro Pharmacy will never be undersold, and we offer the finest after-sale services.
Well, right now with me from the African American Heritage Club, we have Fran Williams and we have Rose Williams. And it's always a pleasure to have you folks come by and see you. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
And I know, have I met you? I know I met you out there, but have you been on before?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, it's great to have you here today. And the topic which you're going to be talking about is your Black History Gospel Concert that is coming up on February 17th, right?
Yes.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
We hope it will be. Yeah.
And it's going to be held at it's the Christ Our Redeemer Choir, and it's going to be here at the Performing Arts Center.
Yes.
So that sounds like a lot of fun. So tell me about what's going to be going on. You're going to have some...
Okay. Well, first of all, we're celebrating Black History Month, and this is the first time we've done a big project like this with the African American Heritage Club, although we're only 3.5 years old, so this is our first big venture.
Oh, wow. I thought you've had a few events, though, but this is
We've had a number of events,
okay.
yes, but this is the biggest so far. And we chose to do a gospel concert because most of African American culture is seeped in the church. And the music has always been so important as a form of communication for us. So
right.
And this is why we're doing it.
So Rose, how are you involved? Are you going to be up there singing?
No, I will not be singing. I'm really a support person. I'm responsible for creating the flyer and doing all the things that Dr. Fran wants to accomplish. I'm her sister in Christ for sure, and it's just coincidental that we both are Williams. And so I'm excited about hearing the gospel music. Don't get to hear that often in where I go attend church currently. And so it's always wonderful to get back to your roots.
Yeah, and I've only been to one once, and that was many, many years ago when up at the House of Blues they used to do the gospel brunch. I don't know if they still do that anymore up in Anaheim. But I remember, of course, the food was fantastic. But it's lively, it's fun, and it gets people up and going, and it gets people involved, right?
We hope so. We hope that it'll be inspiring and that people will enjoy it. The Christ Our Redeemer Choir is an excellent, excellent choir, and it represents the first African American church that was established for and by African Americans. That's the AME Church.
Right, yeah.
So that was our reason for selecting this group, aside from the sound, because they sound absolutely phenomenal. I wanted to have the director here, but the director lives in Redondo Beach someplace.
Okay.
And to get here for 8 o'clock in the morning was an impossibility for him.
That's a little bit hard, yes.
Right. So, but we can expect a variety of music, both contemporary and traditional gospel songs, and with special twists and turns to it because of the director and his excellence. So.
Now, is he from the First AME Church? Is that where? Oh, okay.
Yes, he is.
And that's in LA, am I right?
It's right here in Orange County.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I knew you heard about the one in LA.
Well,
I didn't know there was one here.
The one here in Orange County is a spinoff from the one in LA.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
The one here in Orange County has become the largest.
Wow. And where's that located?
In Irvine, on Tesla. 45 Tesla.
Okay, so just right up the street.
Yes. Right up
Not
the
far.
street.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes away. And
that's not bad.
The church itself, it's going into its 20th year here, and it has a social justice component to it, where we have had the Archbishop for Orange County participate in our service. Even the Latter-day Saints participate in our service.
Wow.
And it brings in many different denominations where we work together, fellowship together. And I think in about 2 weeks, they'll have Rock Harbor. I don't know if you're familiar with Rock Harbor.
Yes, yeah, I've heard of that, yeah.
Every year, Rock Harbor shuts down its entire service and goes over to Core and take 400 or more people.
Wow.
To the service there, and then we do the same with them. So I say that to say this, like Core, is open to everybody. We want anyone who has an interest in gospel music to come out, to enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Rose, what does gospel music mean to you? What's does it kind of inspire you? Does it take you maybe back with maybe people who were your relatives, both presently and maybe in the past, and kind of tie things together?
It certainly does take you back. And I grew up in a Baptist church, and the music was what brought everybody there. I sang as a child in the choir till adulthood, and my parents were active in the church, which keeps me active in the church today as a result of it. So when you get to hear some really good gospel music, it just takes you back, 50 years.
Yeah.
And so I'm really looking forward to hearing Core, because I've only heard them once before. So
yeah.
It's going to be really refreshing. If you've never heard really good gospel music, then people need to come out.
And I'm sure everybody, even if they're not a singer, at one point is going to get up and somewhat get involved, right?
That's right.
That's part of it.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. What other events do you have planned? I know this is. I know you usually do like 2 or 3 a year, right?
That is true. We have a full schedule of things planned. One of which is we're doing with the City Council, and it's a reception for. We've recognized several African American leaders here in Orange County, and we're having a reception for them.
Okay.
And an exhibit. So it's
that'd be
like
nice.
a mini museum.
Over at the city.
Over in the City Council chambers.
Okay.
And a reception.
Very good.
So
when will that happen?
That's on the 22nd.
Okay.
On the 21st, there will be a proclamation given by City Council.
At their regular meeting.
And,
Okay.
And they've done this now for the past 2 years since we've been organized. So.
Well, very good.
Yeah, and just finished with the parade that kicks off Black History Month, and the parade was in Anaheim. Co-sponsored by the city of Anaheim. But it was the 35th annual parade, and our African American Heritage Club was in the parade.
Very good.
For the 3rd year. Yeah.
I bet that was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
A lot of fun, a lot of people. It culminates with the fair, and you had all the organizations, and including churches.
No, very good. So this, we want to remind people, it's not this Saturday, it's the following Saturday. So it's February 17th. It's going to be at the Performing Arts Center at 4 o'clock. And it's $20 or $10, just depending where you want to sit. You can get that, of course, at the box office over there. And if you have any questions, you can go online and go to the club pages and then go down the list, and you can see they have their contact listed there. And come on over, have some fun, and hear some good music, and get up and feel good, right?
Right.
Okay, very good.
Ken, I love your tie.
Thank you.
I have to say
You like that?
Yeah.
Yes. So one of our people who does the trading post here gave me this tie.
Pretty festive.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it.
I like
I thought it was fitting for the mood, for the gospel music. And all. So somebody said it looks kind of like the church window.
It does. It does.
Well, thank you, ladies. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
Nice
It's
to see you,
always
friend.
great seeing you,
Rose,
too.
good to meet you. Hope to see you again. And remember, that is Saturday, February 17th, Performing Arts Center at 4 o'clock, Black History Gospel Concert. We'll be right back.
Did you know that we are living longer, healthier lives than ever before? And did you know that social interaction, brain stimulation, and exercise improve your quality of life? Did you know the Saddleback College Emeritus Institute offers 200 tuition-free classes to older adults in South Orange County? With over 30-plus locations between Lake Forest and San Clemente, it has never been easier to take advantage of your third act of life. Sign up today.
South Bay Jewelry has established trust in Laguna Woods for over 35 years.
We are expert GIA gemologists and appraisers of jewelry, estates, watches, and valuables. It is evident that South Bay Jewelers' recipe of superior customer service, quality, and trust is the reason for continued success in Laguna Woods. We specialize in custom designing, bridal and anniversary, and watch and jewelry repairs, with all services done on the premises.
South Bay Jewelry, next door to OPA in Aliso Viejo.
Maxi Comfort from Golden is the most comfortable lift recliner in the world. Its patented technology glides smoothly into a variety of positions not found on most recliners. Everyone loves the programmable auto-drive control. You can lift and recline, watch TV or sleep, and enjoy the feeling of weightlessness in zero gravity. Made by American workers and backed by the industry's best warranties. Feel relaxed in a Maxi Comfort lift recliner. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Did you know you can get up to 11% on your money? That's right, 11%. And your investment will be secured by real estate. Would you like to receive a check each month? Would you like to earn up to 11% secure? Would you like consistent returns knowing each month what to expect in your mailbox? American Mortgage Fund is now offering up to 11%, paid monthly. 11% secured by real estate with American Mortgage Fund. It's a great way to earn high monthly returns. Call 1-800-359-1111.
Christine and Jack for the jewelry box.
Hey, Christine, what you looking at?
This estate we just bought, the customer is so happy with the amount that she received from her late mom's jewelry and flatware.
Anything in here we can bring back to life?
Sure, lots of pieces that we'll be able to refurbish and resell at our low, previously enjoyed prices.
You know, I love when they come to us because the seller gets a great price, the jewelry gets to live on, and the new owner gets to enjoy it for years to come.
It's a win-win. Win.
The Jewelry Box. It is about trust.
Welcome back. Well, we have a few movies we'd like to tell you about that are coming up. On Friday, February 9th, we have Marshall, and that stars Chadwick Boseman, Josh Gad, Kate Hudson, and directed by Reginald Hudlin. It's rated PG-13. It's about 118 minutes, and that was in 2017 release. It's about a young Thurgood Marshall, the first African-American Supreme Court justice, as he battles through one of his career-defining cases. Now, that movie will be on Friday, February 9th at 2 p.m., and it does have captions at 7 p.m., which is, 2 p.m. is with captions and 7 p.m. is without captions. And then our next movie, we have Logan Lucky, and that stars Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, and also one of my favorites is Daniel Craig. He was awesome as, James Bond. So we've got Logan Lucky. That will be on Monday, February 12th at 2 p.m. with captions, and then 6 p.m. without. And that's about two brothers attempting to pull off a heist during a NASCAR race in North Carolina. That is directed by Steven Soderbergh. PG-13, 118 minutes, and that was also released in 2017. And both of our movies are brought to you by South County Lexus. And then also we have Through the Eyes of an Artist, which is an exhibition celebrating village residents through a portraiture. That's on February 17th at Clubhouse 2. And you'll be enjoying an evening of art celebrating village residents, past and present, through the art of portrait. Talented village artists will showcase their paintings, drawings, and photography in the beautiful Sequoia Ballroom at Clubhouse 2. You can meet the artists, you can learn about each different types of subject while enjoying live music, and complimentary appetizers, wine, and champagne. And that is February 17th. Then we also have the Alzheimer's OC Club from Laguna Woods Village. You can join us for a series of brain fitness exercises led by Cognitive Care Solutions. And in this class, you'll be trained in the following skills: memory, reasoning, attention and concentration, word naming, problem solving, logical sequencing, and process speed. That's on Monday, February 12th, 2018 from 10 to 12. Then we also have, well, Pat Boone is going to be singing here on Valentine's Day. The legendary Pat Boone will grace the Laguna Woods Village, and he'll be singing some of the classics, which I know you'll be singing along. And that's on February 14th, and you guys can go see that over there. And what's coming up on our show tomorrow, we have Tom Circle with the GRF report. We've got Ken Post, Hearing Remedy, and we have Joe Rupp with the Newport Harbor Orchid Society. That's all for us on this day. We hope you join us tomorrow and have a great day in the village.
The Laguna Hills Lodge is very proud to have been awarded the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence for the last 5 years. Discover this family-friendly boutique hotel and enjoy our crystal clear pool and spa, beautiful gardens, and convenient location. Our designer upgraded rooms feature luxury comforts of much higher priced hotel chains and include free continental breakfast, parking, Wi-Fi, and more. We match the lowest price you can find online. Ask about our Laguna Woods special offer.
What's happened to healthcare? It wasn't so long ago that your doctor understood your health history because they were part of it. From labor pains to life's health challenges, you could rely on that relationship with your family physician. Then something happened. Healthcare changed. Seeing a doctor can feel like running into a stranger. A 60-minute wait for a 6-minute visit. Hogue Medical Group is here to change all of that. Our doctors do more than react to illness. They become your personal physician for life. Always listening, never rushing, helping to chart a healthy path together, walking with you at every turn. This is the way healthcare was meant to be, with enhanced features such as same-day appointments, care coordination, and direct access to Hogue's world-class professionals and services. Hogue Medical Group. We listen, we care, we're committed to you for life.
One of the more common violations that we see in the village is stop sign violations. Now, the section is based on the California Vehicle Code, which requires drivers to stop behind the limit line. Now, as you can imagine, we commonly hear about the California stop, which really isn't a stop at all, but a slow or a roll. And that's one of the things that we'd like to educate our members of, to come to that stop sign, stop behind the limit line, pause briefly before moving through the intersection.
Yeah. We take videos, the traffic security officers take videos for the traffic sessions when the people come before us. And it's absolutely amazing. If I might indicate, the stop sign is right here. People will physically stop at this particular area and then drive through. However, there's a white limit line right ahead of us that you must stop at. The rule says you must stop at that limit line. However, there are cases where there is no limit line available, but you must still stop, look both ways, then proceed. And these are the things we explain to people, and it's very, very well taken, believe it or not. People will actually thank us for the information which they did not understand. And a lot of times they'll just roll right on through there. I've had them go through at 10, 15 miles an hour, not even think about hesitating.
So in this example, we have one of our own actors, a member of the security division, actually approaching the limit line. And you'll see, possibly in a little bit of a rush, what have you, he slows, but then he zips right through the stop sign. And that is something that we're trying to educate our folks on to. Just, again, take that few extra seconds, come to a full stop before moving forward.
in every 7 Americans is over 65 years of age. In the next 35 years, this number is expected to double. For the majority of seniors, aging in place or living at home as long as possible will become their #1 priority. Bell is a revolutionary medical alert system that enables users to live confidently and independently as they age in place. Bell is a small pendant with a powerful built-in speaker and microphone that connects users with a care specialist via two-way voice any time of the day or night. Bell does not need a landline or a base station. It is easy to use and works anywhere in the US where there is cellular coverage, both at home and away from home. Here's how it works. Bell, along with its charging cradle, is delivered to the customer. The charging cradle is plugged into an electrical outlet, and the device is placed in the cradle to charge for about 3 hours, or until the battery light is solid red. Fully charged, the battery will last up to 30 days. We recommend that when the device is not being worn, the user places Bell in its charging cradle so it remains fully charged. The user can now remove the device and test it by pressing the call button. The call light will appear solid blue while the call is active. The cell tower relays the call to a monitoring center specialist. Within a few seconds, the user will hear a care specialist through the speaker. The specialist can see the name of the user and whether or not the user is at home. If a real emergency were to occur, the specialist can send police, firefighters, or emergency medical specialists to the location of the user. The specialist can even contact family members or friends if minor help is needed. Location-based services determine whether or not users are at home. If they are not at home, the specialist can transfer users to 911 for location and dispatch and then remain on the line until help arrives. Bell is most effective when it's worn on a daily basis by the customer. It can be worn around the neck with the enclosed lanyard or carried in a pocket. The device is shower safe and lightweight. Enjoy the freedom and confidence that comes with Bell. Contact us today to learn more.